Juan Manuel Cerúndolo, born 15 November 2001, is an Argentine professional tennis player. He has a career-high ATP singles ranking of world number 54, achieved on 18 May 2026, and a best doubles ranking of number 376, reached on 3 February 2020. Cerúndolo has won one ATP Tour singles title. Professional career: 2020 to 2021, first ATP title, top 100 debut, next-gen finals debut. Cerúndolo at the Cordoba Open. Cerúndolo made his ATP main draw debut at the 2021 Cordoba Open, where, as a qualifier, he won the title. The world number 335 was the fifth lowest-ranked player to win an ATP Tour title since 1990 and the youngest Argentine tennis player to reach an ATP final since Jose Acasuso in 2001 and win an ATP tournament since Guillermo Coria in 2001, and the first player to win a title in his debut ATP event since Santiago Ventura in 2004. In May 2021, Juan Manuel won his first challenger title on clay in an all-teenage final at the 2021 Garden Open 2 Challenger in Rome. He was the youngest Argentine champion on the ATP Challenger Tour in 12 years since Federico Del Bonis, and the first player to win on both tours in the same season since 2019. As a result, he reached a career-high ranking of world number 152 in singles on 3 May 2021 and 2 weeks later entered the top 150 at number 146. In August and September, he won his second and third challengers in Como, Italy and Banja Luka, Bosnia and Herzegovina. He made his debut in the top 100 after a semifinal showing at the Challenger in Buenos Aires at world number 94 on 25 October 2021, becoming only the fourth teenager to crack the top 100 rankings in 2021. He was the first from the South American nation to be in the top 100 while under the age of 20 since Juan Martín del Potro in 2006. In addition, Cerúndolo was only the seventh Argentine teen to reach the top 100 since 1990, along with 18-year-olds Del Potro, Jose Acasuso, and Guillermo Coria, and 19-year-olds David Nalbandian, Mariano Puerta, and Mariano Zabaleta. After Felix Auger-Aliassime withdrew from the 2021 Next Generation ATP Finals, the ATP announced Cerúndolo as the next qualifier on 1 November 2021. He was the first player from South America to qualify in the tournament's history. In his Next-Gen ATP Finals debut, Cerúndolo lost to fourth-seed Brandon Nakashima in his first match. He then was defeated by 7th-seed Holger Rune. His third and final match ended in defeat to the tournament's top seed and eventual champion Carlos Alcaraz. 2022, Major, Masters debut and third round, hiatus. Cerúndolo made his Grand Slam debut at the 2022 Australian Open as a direct entry into the main draw, where he lost to qualifier Tomas Machak. He reached the top 80 on 17 January 2022. After suffering a leg injury that made him unable to defend his title at the Cordoba Open, he lost in the first round of both the 2022 Chile Open and the Indian Wells Open to Carlos Taberner and Jack Sock, respectively. At the 2022 Miami Open, Cerúndolo reached the third round, getting past Dusan Lajovic and former top 10 player lucky loser Kevin Anderson, replacing top 10 player Matteo Berrettini, who withdrew from the tournament. He was defeated by Francis Tiafoe. He did not play in any of the ATP tournaments on clay due to leg and hip injuries, and as a result dropped out of the top 130 to 132 on 16 May 2022. He also skipped the entire grass season, including Wimbledon, and the North American tournaments, including the US Open. When he returned later in September, he triumphed at the Buenos Aires and Coquimbo Challengers. 2023-2024, Wimbledon and US Open debuts and first major win. He won the 2023 Challenger de Tigre in Argentina, defeating Bolivian Merkel Delian. In Cordoba, Argentina, he received a wild card and defeated fellow Argentine and top seed Diego Schwartzman to reach the quarterfinals. With the victory, he improved to 10-0 at this ATP 250, including his 3 qualifying wins in 2021. At the 2023 Rio Open, he qualified but lost to eventual champion Cam Norrie. In Santiago, he also qualified into the main draw and defeated Pedro Cachin in the first round. Cerúndolo made his debut at the 2023 Wimbledon Championships as a direct entry into the main draw. He recorded his first major win on his debut at the US Open, defeating Ilya Ivashka in 5 sets. 2025, first Masters clay wins and third round ATP final back to top 100. Ranked 126 at the 2025 Mutua Madrid Open, Cerúndolo qualified for the main draw, making his debut at the tournament, and recorded his first Masters win on clay over Alexander Kovacevic. Next, he defeated previous year runner-up Felix Auger-Aliassime to reach the third round of a clay Masters for the first time, and only the second time at this level. Cerúndolo qualified for the main draw of the 2025 French Open and upset 32nd seed Alex Michelsen, recording his first win at the tournament. At the 2025 Swiss Open, Cerúndolo reached his second final on the ATP Tour, upsetting 6th seed David Goffin and top seed and world number 13 Casper Ruud, the biggest win of his career, before defeating Ignacio Buse in the semifinal. He was defeated in 3 sets by second seed Alexander Bublik in the final. As a result, Cerúndolo returned to the top 100 in the singles rankings since October 2023 on July 21, 2025. 2026, win over world number 1, major third round, top 50. At the French Open, despite trailing by 2 sets and 1-5 in the third set, Cerúndolo came back to upset world number 1 Jannik Sinner in the second round. Sinner's loss ended a streak of 9 consecutive major titles won between him and Alcaraz, dating back to the 2024 Australian Open, as well as a career-best winning streak of 30 matches. This marked the first time the incumbent world number 1 failed to reach the third round of the French Open since Andre Agassi in 2000. It was the first time Sinner lost before the third round of a major since the 2023 French Open. Personal life.
Cerúndolo is the younger brother of fellow tennis player Francisco. In 2021, the brothers became the first to reach back-to-back finals on the ATP Tour since 2017, when Alexander Zverev won the title in Rome and Misha Zverev reached the final in Geneva.